ingredient in Guinness. The barley is malted, flaked and roasted, and then add hops, yeast, and coming back to warm.
See the brewery?
So they started making bigger quantities and calling it porter. Santiago Calatrava. And the connection with Joyce in this area is that the red brick house to the right of the bridge was home to two occasions and willing to travel to Ireland to film here. The house was shown in the film thanks to link-up scenes which were shot in the city. The house is used today as an exhibition centre. This stop is for the old Jameson Whiskey Distillery and St. Michan's Church. You can access live at the roof of the hotel. The Octagon Bar in the hotel is frequented by rich and famous. Just ahead is Stigton Halfpenny Bridge, which was built in 1816 as the Wellington Bridge. It replaced the ferry crossing and pedestrians had to pay a toll of £1.50 across the river from 1916. At 45 metres. He lined it with magnificent. A general strike led to a violent conflict and a lockout of more than 20,000 workers. City Gallery, also known as the Hugh Lane. It contains a collection of modern works, impressionist paintings, and the recently acquired Francis Bacon studio. The gallery is closed until 11 a.m. on Sunday. Erected in 2003 by Dublin City Council on the site of former Nelson's Pillar. It was designed by English architect Ian Ritchie and is the only monument on the street without a historical or political association. It is meant to signify Dublin going forward into the new millennium and is said to be the tallest sculpture in the world. On the right is the early 19th century General Post Office, designed by Francis Johnston. Established at the top are Highland Bridge. The rebellion led to the War of Independence, which was fought between 1990 victories at the base represent O'Connell's virtues of eloquence, patriotism, fidelity, and courage. These victories were in the line of fire during the 1916 fighting, and bullet holes can be seen in those facing the General. You can see part of Trinity College directly ahead and coming up on the left. I believe that the book was begun in the monastery of Iona off the coast of Scotland, and after Viking raids, the monks returned to Ireland and completed the Book of Kells in County Meath. Its pages are made from calfskin or vellum. Something in the region of 185 calfskins were used to make the book. It is written in Latin and beautifully decorated. The long room of the old library holds over 200,000 very old books and is a very impressive room with its barrel vaulted ceiling in oak. As we turn left onto Nassau Street, you will notice the many Irish shops where you can buy both modern and traditional Irish-made goods. The National Library of Dawn Éireann, the House of Representatives, and Shannon Éireann, the Senate. The house was built in 1745 for James Fitzgerald, Earl of Kildare, who later became the first Duke of Leinster. The architect was Richard Cassels, and he built what was to become the largest mansion in the city in open countryside. Title meaning chieftain, and refers to the Prime Minister of Ireland. A huge refurbishment program took place here in the 1980s, partially funded by the sale of a row of Georgian houses on the opposite side of the street. One of these was the birthplace of the Duke of Wellington and now forms part of the Merrion Hotel.
You know what I mean? Seriously, yeah, really.
These are reliquaries. It's silverware. Incredible detail work in each of these things.
What's this? Look at that hand and the fingers. Look at all the fingers.
Yes.
What are they?
Croziers.
Croziers?
Like a bishop carries a crozier.
Yeah, I know now. I know what they are.
It's the cross of Kong.
It's unbelievable. Look at this.
These gross things with it. The club.
Yeah. He still does. Look at this. They're beautiful. Those guys are looking at you.
This is a figure of an ecclesiastic. And notice the inlay. See that block of the outside of the museum? Nicely Georgian. You'll freeze down got all the designs. What else would you expect in downtown Dublin but the mariachi band?
I never dreamed of
Built in the 1970s and designed by Sam Strongbow, the Anglo-Norman leader, with a small It was opened in 1733 by Grisel Stevens, whose brother, Dr. Richard Stevens, left considerable money in his will for its foundation.
Leaves the turning already. Yeah.
bronze statue is Jim Larkin, who was a founder of the Irish Transport and General Workers Union. After the dismissal of union members from the Dublin Tram Company and independent newspapers,
We're going in the post office there?
We're going to go to it, yes.
Where are we going?
A post office.
Down the street.
We'd have to care of it.
To that place?
We stayed at a big hotel there beforehand.
That's going to come out raining right here because it's not enough light.
We'll see. Not bad.
Past 12. They've got an audio-visual show.
There's a dog doing a little practicing in the Boyne.
Oh, for the monasteries, yeah.
Yeah, they were like little chapels.
Oratories, it was called.
All of the 40 passageways. So this is almost like a sacred or ritual island within the lower course of that great river. The megaliths or huge stones are also quite a chamber, are also very big stones. It's a very particular type of stone known as grey wacky, and this particular grey wacky we believe was sourced about 20 kilometres. We don't know much about the people responsible for these monuments, but we know that they were a Stone Age farming community, which means where they found those big stones, they either had to travel over land.
And right about here is where the sun rises. They have for sale. They explain a lot much more.
He's got a little something here, that fisherman.
Construction phases. Circle there.
Look at the trees.
And they use spears for hunting, huh?
Oh, yeah. Fishing.
Fishing. Straw huts.
Clothing.
Don't get
Replicas.
in his way. He's photographing.
That's okay. No, I'm okay.
Can you imagine how cold it was?
And you have a little fire.
Well, you know,
A big stone.
yeah.
Jeez.
Can you imagine?
Quartz. Granite.
Of Adair in Limerick. Now this village today, it's a village in its own right. 15-bedroom hotel, a bookie shop, a shop here by one man for his 4 daughters who didn't get along with one another. Got a house each. Now you see the castle coming up on the left. The present owner of the castle, his daughter, the sister of the lad who lives in that house, she's not bell towers to call the monks to prayer. They were used as penitentiaries and they were used to house the treasures of the monastery. But that's a particularly well preserved round tower when you consider how old that is. That's standing there from the 10th century and just standing there. Extraordinary. And from these and the town we're coming into now, it is the hometown of the actor Pierce Brosnan. Comes from here. And it's also the hometown of Francis Beaufort, the man who invented the Beaufort scales, which are the scales we use for measuring gale force winds. Because that's where it began, was here at Tara. And the Celtic chieftains then would have the month of November dedicated to the spirit world. The early Christians, of course, hijacked a lot of this and took it on as their own ritual, but it was originally a pagan Celtic ritual. Established monasteries. It was on the death of St. Patrick that we see the establishment of the Irish of saints and scholars, and students came from all over Europe to study in the great Irish monasteries. And central to that was Tara, the ancient capital. But as these monasteries grew in power and influence, we are looking at the death knell of Tara. So Tara we associate with the pagan Celtic story rather than the early Christian.
Buried at Tara. Looks like a recent burial.
Some of them are, yeah. No.
It's written in English on the back, 1938. Joint Committee.
Your Christmas.
Also
Go ahead. You can move it.